Hey, what's up, soldiers? My name is Greg FPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire, and welcome back to another video here today on the channel, guys. Today, we're going to be counting down the top 10 best zombies pack-a-punch names in Treyarch Zombies. So overall, I made a tweet over on Twitter. What is the best pack-a-punch gun name in Call of Duty Treyarch Zombies history? I got a bunch of responses. So what I did was I literally wrote down every single one and tallied next to the ones that got multiple comments and formed the list that way. So obviously number one got the most comments, and there was actually a lot of people that replied and commented and said similar things. So I was able to make a list based off of that. Now, what I'm going to do is kind of look up the definition for each of the different names and kind of talk about it a little bit, and also what the name is, and kind of just explain each of the guns. Now, I wanted to let you guys know that on Sunday, I'm going to be uploading episode number 4 of the Zombies quiz, and I actually ended up doing a versus against Tim Hansen, the Zombies legend himself. So if you guys want to check that out, it's going to be up on Sunday. Make sure to tune in for that, guys. But without further ado, let's get right into the top 10 best Treyarch Zombies pack-a-punch names. Coming in at the number 10 spot is going to be the pack-a-punch name for the M27, and that is the Mystifier. Now, this gun only appears on Nuketown, unfortunately, and I looked up Mystifier. I just typed it in on Google, and all I could find was the fact that Mystifier is an Amazonian death black metal group. Okay, they're just like a crazy metal band, and that's all I could find. I doubt it has anything to do with the name of the gun, but maybe the person who made the gun is a huge fan of Amazonian black metal, maybe, but I highly doubt it. I think this gun is just shrouded in mystery as to why Treyarch only put it on Nuketown, even though it is one of the best assault rifles in all of Zombies. But yeah, that's all we got for the Mystifier. Let's move on to the next one. Coming in at the number 9 spot, guys, is going to be the Vitrolic Withering, which is the pack-a-punch name of the acid gat on Mob of the Dead. Now, I looked up Vitrolic in the dictionary, and it actually says of a substance, especially a strong acid, capable of destroying or eating away by chemical action. And that is exactly what the Vitrolic Withering does. You shoot it, it has a monkey bomb effect, and then the zombies literally just burst and die from the acid extremely quickly. So that summary and why they named it that makes perfect sense, in all honesty, and it comes in at the number 9 spot, voted by you guys. All right, guys, coming in at the number 8 spot is going to be the pack-a-punch name for the MG42, which in my opinion is the best LMG we've ever had in Call of Duty Zombies, besides maybe the Dingo. And the pack-a-punch name for it is Barracuda FU-A11 or 11, which basically, if you read it out, it's the Barracuda FU all, which is pretty cool. Now, overall, the Barracuda, if you guys don't know what it is, it's a really scary looking fish that has really sharp teeth. So I think that's kind of cool. It's kind of like named after that. And obviously, it's definitely a predator in the tropics, water, and all that stuff. And then the fact that it has FU all kind of is one of those things that Treyarch used to do with a lot of different guns. And I thought it was kind of funny that this was the pack-a-punch name. It was one of those things that was like, originally it just charmed everyone. Like, everyone thought the names were so cool of pack-a-punch guns because they always were funny, like this one, or they were really badass and had like 115 in them and everything like that. And overall, I think that this name is really cool. So it comes in at the number 8 spot. Next up on the list, guys, is going to be the Agarthan Reaper, which is the pack-a-punch name for the Scar that only appears in Black Ops 2 Origins from the box, unfortunately. This is another one of those really good assault rifles that got cut out of the other maps, unfortunately. But overall, the Agarthan Reaper is a really cool name because you're reaping on zombies from the Dark Ether, and Agarthan Reaper just sounds badass as well. Reaper means like bringer of death. So it's definitely really cool. This name is awesome, and the gun's awesome as well. Next up on the list, guys, is going to be the Car 98. And when pack-punched, it becomes Armageddon, which is actually a really cool name, to be honest, for such a trash weapon before you pack-a-punch it. And it's really not that good after you pack-punch it either. It's still pretty decent, I guess. Now, if you guys don't know what Armageddon means, it's basically like any catastrophic destructive battle. So that's really cool. Kind of ironic. This weapon will get one-shot kills, and it's pretty effective at heads, but other than that, it's not going to bring destructive death to a lot of zombies. But it's still a really cool name, so that's why it comes in here at the number 6 spot. I'm surprised it got so many votes. GG's, guys. They all must be crazy rabbit fans or something. Coming in at the number 5 spot is going to be the Breccius Rebornis, which is the SG-12 from Black Ops 4. Now, this gun is obviously a reborn version of the original, which was the Brecci from Black Ops 3, which was one of everyone's favorite shotguns in zombies. A lot of people got mad in multiplayer, got nerfed a few times because of how overpowered it was, but I thought it was kind of cool that they ended up bringing this back into the game. Now, the Brecci did actually appear in the Voyage of Despair trailer, and they ended up switching it out, so it's just a placeholder, but still, it's really cool that they kind of remembered all of the fans that loved the Brecci from Black Ops 3 and just named it the Breccius Rebornis, and it comes in here at the number 5 spot. Coming in at the number 4 spot is going to be the Reaper / the Grim Reaper. So the Reaper is the original version of the PPSH from World at War. As you guys can see, you're watching gameplay. I was in a hacked lobby. Don't get mad at me. There's so many hackers on World at War. It was hard to even get this gun, and I don't really like playing solo anyways. But anyways, the Reaper, the PPSH, it's one of the most iconic guns ever in Call of Duty Zombies. As you guys know, everyone freaked the hell out when it came back on Gorod Krovi, and in Gorod Krovi it was called the Grim Reaper, which is kind of disappointing because everyone was expecting it just to be the Reaper, but they did end up changing the name like they've done for a few other weapons, like the M16. It wasn't the Skull Crusher, it was the Skull Piercer, things like that. It's a little bit annoying, but anyways, the Reaper is a fantastic gun. It looks great with the Pack-a-Punch camo on Derice, and yeah, it comes in at the number 4 spot. Next up on the list is going to be the Pack-a-Punch M1911, which is the Mustang and Sally's. Now, obviously, these explosive pistols are fantastic, especially when combined with PhD Flopper on Ascension, or I guess any of the Black Ops 1 maps except for 5 and Kino, unfortunately. But overall, this weapon is fantastic, so fun to use. And I remember looking up something about the Mustang and Sally, which means basically it's a dad that buys their daughter a Mustang, and the daughter's name is Sally or something like that. It was kind of one of those things where like the kid's spoiled and gets whatever they want, I think is like another way of saying it. So I don't really know why that correlates with the gun at all, but still kind of a cool name overall. Obviously, it's super iconic when it comes to zombies, and it comes in here at the number 3 spot. Coming in at the number 2 spot is going to be Rakdos Revenge, which is the Pack-a-Punch name of the AK-47 from Mob of the Dead. Now, this name is just super cool in my opinion, and I really like it because obviously Viktor Reznov is a huge character in the Black Ops 1 and 2 games. Just with Mason thinking it is him and all this stuff, it's absolutely crazy, and I thought it correlated with zombies so well, and it was just one of those like really cool things. So that comes in at the number 2 spot. In my opinion, it is definitely one of the most absolute badass names ever, and I really like it. All right, guys, and before we get into the number 1 spot, I want to go over a few honorable mentions that should also be included within this list. The first one is going to be the Lamentation, which is the Pack-a-Punch name for the Galil. Obviously, the Galil is fantastic. The next one is the Hyena Infrared. This name is just so sick in my opinion. Obviously, it has an infrared scope as well. It's the only sniper wonder weapon besides the new Wunderwaffe that got added in Tag der Toten, and the Scavenger is just one of the best wonder weapons ever. Next is the Zeus Cannon, which is the Pack-a-Punch name for the Thunder Gun. Zeus obviously being like the god of Greek mythology, so that kind of correlates there, which is really cool. And the last and final one is the Penetrator, which is a pretty cool name as well. Obviously, it has to do with penetrating zombies, and overall, the name for it comes from the PTRS 41. So that's the Pack-a-Punch name of that gun, and it's a sniper, and it's really strong. It has massive bullet, so it definitely penetrates zombies very well, especially when you shoot them in the head. So now, coming in at the #1 spot, the one that you guys voted for the absolute most as the coolest pack-a-punch name in Call of Duty Zombies is for the AK-74U, and that is the AK-74 FU2. Now, I really like this name. Obviously, it keeps the AK-74, but it's just saying, FU2, man, FU2. So I really like the name, and obviously it's funny because it's saying FU, and it's kind of like the second iteration of the gun. And this weapon is a lot of fun to use. It's definitely one of the weaker guns because most of the submachine guns in all of the zombie games have been really weak, but especially in Black Ops 1. So it's not the strongest gun, but it's definitely a lot of fun to use. And that one comes in at the #1 spot. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. This has been the top 10 coolest pack-a-punch names in Call of Duty Zombies history, and this is only in Treyarch Zombies. My name is Greg FPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire, and I'll see you guys on Sunday with the 4th episode of the hardest zombie quiz ever, this time featuring Tim Hansen. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.